right, Supersonic, it is put up or shut up time for these two teams. Everything that they've gone through over the past, and let's face it, over the past year for a lot of these players, all comes down to this right here. 5 games potentially to determine who takes a spot in the top 6, who ends up on the outside looking in.
Yeah, and man, it really is close. I think the only one that we've had be this close was probably, like, stats-wise, is probably Omni Nation Stromboli last week.
Yep.
That was a really, really close one as well, but this one might actually be a bit closer, and I'm with you on the side that, I think RJM is gonna take this one, but it is gonna be down to the wire.
We saw Fairy Peak with a performance for the ages just this past weekend. It gave Justice perhaps a target to aim for after a couple of weeks ago he put up 6 in a rival series game. Only player to reach that mark in a single rival series game. This will be a shot from Breezy. Missed by Justice, but Rizex will throw it away downfield, and Weedham Girlz will have to start over. They won't have much time to start over. Justice is up, but Ixo right there on the backboard. Still trouble for for Weedham Girlz. Mike Boy back to Justice as RJM keeps the pressure on shot after shot. They don't shoot a particularly high percentage, but they do get plenty of looks on target. Popped away off the backboard. It'll be Breezy. Now Breezy keeps us in the corner, staying with the attack, looking for a bump, but Breezy's ball is going to go well high. Now it should be Justice downfield. RJM does have to be a little bit weary. They have shown a tendency at times to get pushed up too far, get a little too comfortable on the offensive end. They haven't had much chance to be pushed forward here in the early stages, but it is something that Weedham Girlz has taken advantage of in the past against other teams, and certainly could here today.
Yeah, it really does feel like both teams kind of get these looks. You were talking about how they get shots on goal and they create these opportunities. The problem really is kind of the same story that we have time and time again. It's the finish, your ability to finish, your shooting percentage, which is in the bottom third for both of these teams. Or, right as I say that, it seems every time we try to call something out, it's like they can feel it. There's a disturbance in the force. Rizek's going to come through, put one into that upper 90, makes it look clean. I'll just stop what I was even saying. I have no point to make anymore.
Yeah, it's not like casters ever have anything important to say anyway, right?
Nah, never.
Rizex, the team's leading scorer, gets on the board first for RJM. Comes in averaging just over 0.75 a game. This will be banged off the backboard, and well, somebody from Weedham Girlz should have been on it. Now finally it is cleared away, but only towards Rizex. Justice will have to rotate all the way back to his own net, and Breezy will have that ball intercepted, but Breezy's right here still. Now Ixo going to take his time. No panic right now for Weedham Girlz. That shot's going to be high. Breezy looking for midfield boost. He did not find any, but it doesn't seem to slow them down or hinder them at all. Ixo now pushes to the corner. Kick that out to Breezy. Big drive to tie the game. Set away by Rizex.
Rizek's getting back there just in the nick of time as his teammates had kind of double committed into that corner, left the box open. He comes in on that back post last moment to knock that one away.
Breezy Meister again over towards Ixo. Tough angle to get this back centered. He can't. So Rizex will take his time. He's got Justice over there trying to help him pinch that downfield as well. Now Rizex with Mike Boy flanking to his right, and he does not get the follow-up because Breezy took him out of the play. Now Mike Boy gonna drop one to Rizex as RJM keeps the pressure on. Breezy and Rizex. It'll be Breezy, but only as far as Justice. Breezy having a tough time just above the crossbar. Does keep control, but Weedham Girlz continue to be hemmed in their own zone. Rizex did not get Breezy, and Ixo takes a floating shot and sends it away. Breezy swipes another one off to the corner. It is pressure, pressure, pressure for RJM, but they have not found that all-important insurance goal.
It's pretty crazy, too, looking at the boost, the way that it's been going the side of WDG. You'd expect the speed to be coming out from them a bit more aggression on their side, but this ball has just been stuck in their half, and RJM's managing to keep it stuck over there while making very good use of the boost that they have. 65 to 66% of the mid boost going the way of WDG, and almost all of their own boosts, obviously their corners, going to themselves. It really feels like they should have the boost to break out here. They just need that solid clear.
RJM has 6 shots. So too does Girlz. That's how game 1 has gone. And of course, RJM has the lone tally on the scoreboard, which needs to hold up for just 10 more seconds. Ixo right down the middle. That's saved away by Mike Boy. This is the chance for Girlz. Breezy over towards Ixo, intercepted by Mike. No time on the clock. Breezy can only keep it alive for so long, and RJM strikes first.
Yeah, RJM to take that first one down, really the scoreboard doesn't necessarily show it in number of goals, but in a somewhat dominant fashion. You can see that there was 9 saves on the side of Girlz. They were just stuck in their end, having to block shot after shot after shot. It's just that ability. They couldn't get any good clears going to actually create opportunities for themselves. They just ended up stuck there, even though they were dominating the boost game.
That is the leading scorer in this series, by the way. Of all the players, RJM has more goals than anyone else. It's expected that he would have the one shot that found the net, but it certainly would not have been there without the efforts of Justice. That was a great pass out from the corner to find RJM. It was one of quite a few high-quality chances that RJM had, especially in the middle part of the game, that they just dominated.
Yeah, absolutely. And also that shot from RJM, the stat that I've noticing that really kind of separates these two teams where they're so close on everything is that the number of assists, the assist percentage is much higher on RJM. They are willing to make those selfless plays, and really is going to be that thing that, got them a point on the board in that last round, and most likely going to be something that we see as kind of a trend throughout these matches. They are always, always, always looking for that pass play.
It is rare to see a player lead a team in both goals and assists. You would figure if he's scoring most of the goals, surely somebody else has more assists. Unless your name is RJM. He's done it now twice in a row. He did it last season with Vertex. He's done it, at least so far to this point, with RJM. That's going to go up high. And Greasy Meister's shot should be saved by Justice. It is.
He's also second on the team in saves.
Yeah.
Just while you're throwing out those random stats, he's doing it all for him.
RJM on a team with a better record would probably make a very strong case for MVP, even on this team where they are struggling to maintain their spot in the top 6. It is an MVP-worthy season for RJM. He just doesn't have the numbers in relation to the rest of the league. So then it becomes a question of how do you define most valuable? Is it more most outstanding or value to your team? Certainly very few have had the impact on their team that RJM has had. Justice has one towards the backboard that's going to be set away. Mike Boy banking one in, and that'll be easily sent away by Breezy. Girlz haven't had many good looks. This is probably going to be their best of the series, and Greasy Meister could not get the shot down. Ixo couldn't get a second touch. Doesn't matter. Breezy's there for the shot, and Mike Boy ranges over. He'll have a save. This ball will drop right to Justice as he sends it off to the side, but cannot win a challenge at midfield, so RJM has to drop that off to the corner. Just about everything RJM does has to go through RJM. He's going to get an assist here as he sets up Mike Boy. What a play.
About to say, a little bit different pacing here as it feels like Girlz is getting a bit more done as they created some opportunities, forcing some saves out of RJM. But first to strike is going to be RJM, this time at the hands of Mike Boy with that pass. Once again, Rizek's always having a hand.
Now Breezy, met by Rizex. Mike Boy just trying to throw another one in, try to bait Breezy into a mistake. Also trying to knock him away from the play. Rizex and Mike Boy have the only 2 goals for RJM in this series. One was enough in game number 1.
Nice attempt there
Breezy.
for the pass from Justice.
Yeah, Breezy got by one, and the shot from Ixo just missed the mark. A rare case where a defender didn't stop the shot. This time, the frame of the goal was needed. Now, Breezy will try again. Mike Boy and Rizex both got there, and Mike Boy will chase this to go even further into the corner, back to the opposite half of the field. Weedham Girlz have to go back to the drawing board as Breezy's stuck on the wall.
Whoa.
He's made a mess of things, and Justice slams it home.
Pretty sure Rizex is looking to finish this one, but that's such a hard angle. He gets a bit of a soft touch. I think he had it regardless, but Justice gets in there to clean it up just to make sure and send it home. Rizex a part of all 3 goals for RJM here across game 1 and 2.
1 goal and 2 assists for Rizex. And the leader of the squad, outside of maybe a series and a half where Justice took over. Mike Boy popping another one out towards Breezy. He's got to find somebody to pass to instead, going to the backboard. That's just not working out. The infield passes have not been there for Weedham Girlz, and the few times that they have got a good pass out to someone running onto a shot, it's still been saved by the defense of RJM. It's got to be frustrating to a certain point here for Weedham Girlz that they have not been able to find pay dirt. Breezy gets knocked into the ball as it was flying towards the net there. And again, WDG denied again.
Mike Boy has just been a powerhouse there on the defensive side, and he has been throughout the season for RJM. He's kind of filling that role, though he hasn't been the guy getting all the assists, getting the shots. That's really been the side of Rizex and Justice. Mike Boy has been consistent in leading the team on the backside and getting these saves, and he's doing that again here with 4 saves so far in this match.
This has popped up, fortuitous bounce for Breezy, but he put one off the ceiling instead of dropping one down on target. Now Breezy didn't get any power behind this, only 35 seconds remain. As Breezy will have to retreat, does have a full tank of boost, but that ball's going nowhere in particular. And again, the problem remains for Weedham Girlz, team play not quite there. Ixo can't get a ball down in front of the net. And again, RJM comes back the other way, killing off more time. Every time Weedham Girlz fail to get a shot on, the task becomes even more difficult. They don't have any time left at all. They need to get downfield and score with maybe a second left to give themselves a chance. It is not going to happen. Good defense yet again as RJM locks it down. Another shutout, and now they're 1 win away from surviving.
Yeah, just one went off in really story there. WDG had opportunities. They had shot opportunities, but none of them really ended up being those assist-style team plays. You're talking about how the team synergy just wasn't there. A lot of shots, majority of them coming from Breezy. I believe he had 7 on that match. So 7 shots from Breezy, and the majority of those not really coming the way of a pass. He was the guy that was pushing the ball down the field at the time and just try to take the opportunity, or a ball got knocked into the air and he tries to take a shot off of it rather than create that pass. 7 shots, and all of them looks at the net with somebody in it. So they've got to do something. They've got to figure out a way to get some passes near the box that forces that defender to come out, but give your player an opportunity to shoot around them. I'd rather see him go for a couple of those. There was a few passes that were kind of high, or shots off of defenders that were kind of high in the air that Breezy could have placed somewhere else, that he took the shot instead. They're going to need to get that team play going if they want to get any traction here against RJM's defense. Mike Boy's been too solid in the box.
It goes back to the very early seasons of the RLCS. Rosters with Breezy Meister on them pepper the backboard. Eventually something's going to open up. When it doesn't work out, though, you got to go back into the bag of tricks and find something else. Let's see what they do here going into Game 3. It is must win with no margin for error for Weedham Girlz. They need to win 3 games in a row to save their season, save their spot in the rival series for Season 10. Otherwise, RJM will come back for another go-round as this is skied out towards Mike Boy, and you can already see the difference. It is team play on both halves of the field for RJM, where Weedham Girlz is kind of throwing a ball somewhere and hoping a teammate's there. They seldom are.
Yeah, the majority of the time these guys are throwing a ball out there. RZX or one of these guys, if they're hitting the ball across field, the other guy's already off the ground and chasing that. They're not even letting it touch the floor, and they're getting those quick transitions down the field. And that's not something that we've seen out of WDG yet this series.
Mike Boy gonna have one drop down, and I think he got one last touch to hammer it home. And when you score a goal like this, you just gotta feel like everything's gonna go your way.
He does get one last final touch there as he falls into that corner. It looked like RZX was going for it, but was gonna be just under it. So good thing Mike Boy did make the touch that could have possibly hit post.
These two teams, they don't give up a ton of goals. A goal like that feels like a pretty cheap one to give up in the grand scheme of things. Greasy trying to score solo over RZX. He cannot. And Mike Boy didn't get rid of this ball, so it's a chance for Weedham Girlz, and it just pinballs around and ends up with RZX. Mike Boy, another poor touch, trying to get this out of the zone. Just desperation flick, trying to get one downfield. Now they will get across the center line. And here comes RJM yet again. Oh, that's great by Ixo. RZX was trying to read him and jump in his way. Ixo very patiently stayed in the net, waited, made the save, and it almost turned into a goal back the other way. Now Greasy Meister looking for Breezy, but Breezy does not take the jump. Instead, Mike Boy to the backboard, set off to the side, and this time Weedham Girlz use a little bit of teamwork to get downfield, but nobody follows down the center. Now over to Ixo, and did not find the target. Justice is there instead. The passing needs to be there for Weedham Girlz. They got 2.5 minutes to sort it out. They need a goal at least. Breezy does not have Ixo in the center of the field. He was taken out of the play. So now off the respawn, Ixo gets dunked on, and Breezy, all he can do is float one out. Ixo couldn't go up for it. Communication breakdown, and RZX, second touch, throws off the defense. The lead is 2 for RJM.
A lot of these situations too, nice shot from RZX, that second effort to get up above that ball and get it down and under the goalie. A lot of these situations have been single man in goal. In Mike Boy's situation, there was only one player left in goal. And again here for RZX, only one defender to get around as well. They never really have that secondary person, not even to the extent of having somebody on the backboard, anything. There just seems that there's always a one-on-one scenario or 2v1 scenario presented to RJM, and they're capitalizing on them.
It is amusing to some extent. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. And well, Game 3 is 2 and counting. It has been a complete shutout so far. A near perfect sweep. If they can hold on for another 90 seconds. Breezy Meister misses that badly out of the corner. And again, Mike Boy will just throw one away. RJM doesn't need any more offense. They just need to stall out Weedham Girlz. There's nobody there for a pass from Breezy. Again, just punctuating the problems. That double commit as well. And now it's not bad enough that there's no team play. Now it's just hero ball. A lot of my turn offense. Lack of defense. It is a disaster. And RZX has just slammed the door shut.
Yeah, you can see the panic in the play happening on the WDG side right now. Weedham Girlz are basically all over the place. 2 double commits in the center of the field. They're back-to-back in a 10-second window, also forcing the third man who thought he was coming up in that second set because of that double commit. Ended up with we'll call it a 2.5 commit because one guy was on his way back. But basically just complete breakdown in rotation. And when they are getting into these points, you can see all three of them staying there and trying to do something just now. Three of them posted up in the corner. It's desperation play right now from WDG.
There is something in poker and in esports called the tilting point, and I think we just saw it about a minute and a half ago from Girlz. Maybe the realization setting in that this has not worked out. Breezy will try to break up the shutout. He cannot. And the final 15 seconds will come off the clock. RJM, I mean, they're barely moving around at this point. I think even you got a couple locked in the corner. Rizek,
yeah, you got
not even going to bother with a shot. He's going to take a knee on the 1 yard line and call it good. It is all over, and they don't even get one for the road. Rizek, Mike Boy, and Justice, they go 1-0, 2-0, 3-0